Ask, or in this case, keep asking and keep asking and keep asking, and you shall receive. The Miami Dolphins, they not only drafted an offensive lineman today on day 2 of the 2025 NFL draft, they traded up for him. We are going to talk about it. Why? Because he was also, like Kenneth Grant yesterday, one of my biggest man crushes I've been talking about to you guys for months. Jonah Savaiinaea is a Miami Dolphin. So you know what? We're going to talk about it. Let's go.
Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it! You have got to be kidding me. Jalen Waddle has a Dolphin touchdown. And he will score! Deep upfield, down the near side, man open. Touchdown! The run from Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown! He's going deep. It's going over the touchdown again.
Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. Let's go!
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We're back here for another one. And in the words of the great Ace Ventura, man, I'm tired of being right, huh? Jonah, and I know I've been calling him Savaiinaea. It's actually Savaiinaea, right? That's how you actually, it's Jonah Savaiinaea. All right. Man, he is a Miami Dolphin. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, wild stuff, man. I mean, we've been asking for them to address the trenches, and I think the ceiling is higher with him than with Robert Hunt. I think he's going to be a better player than Robert Hunt. I'm going to be honest with you. Savaiinaea is going to be an absolute stud. Absolute stud. I'm telling you right now. So, man, Jonah Savaiinaea, I'll start saying it right because he's on the team now. Yeah, I'm so happy they added him to this. And not just because I can sit here and say, hey, I was right again. That's not it at all. They're changing the tone on the offensive line, and between the first 2 picks, they're changing the tone on both sides of the trenches. Man, I want you to think about this. Man, we'll talk about it. It's just, this pick does a lot, and we're going to talk about it. It does a lot for the Miami Dolphins, but today started off with a bang. It was unbelievable. The Miami Dolphins traded the 48th pick as well as the 98th and the 135th to move all the way up to 37. They also got 143 in return. Okay, now they didn't get rid of 116. And they also still have 150 and 155. So they now have 116, 143, 150, and 155. All right. Now, people are going to sit here and say, oh man, that's a lot. They gave up a lot. Well, when you go by the Rich Hill trade value chart, that 37th pick and that 143rd pick is worth about 176. The 48th, 98th, and 135, that's worth about 175 altogether. The 48th is worth 121. The 98th is worth 37. And the 135 is worth 17. So we actually made out with the top guard left on the board, my number 2 overall guard, and you actually got 176 points compared to the Raiders getting 175. Now, that's the Rich Hill chart. If you go to the Jimmy Johnson trade value chart, 48 was worth about 420, 98 is worth 108, 135 is worth 38.5. This is the chart that I always use with you guys. 37 is worth 530. 143 is worth 34.5. So basically, we got 564.5 points coming in terms of value. And to the Raiders, they got about 566.5 points in draft value. So by the Rich Hill trade value chart, we came out a point on top. By the Jimmy Johnson trade value chart, we only came out 2 points under. So it wasn't like when you go look at the Rich Hill or the Jimmy Johnson trade value charts for like what the Browns got to move back for Travis Hunter or what was paid to move up for James Pierce, those were lopsided, vastly lopsided. This was not. This was you listen, we told them, have conviction, go up and get your guy. And they listened, and they did it. And so what did they do? They turned around, and with the second round, 37th overall pick, they took Jonah Savaiinaea from Arizona, someone I've been talking about since the 2024 collegiate season as someone I would love with this team. You're talking about one of my biggest man crushes in this draft. Again, I've talked about since September, October. He was a dream pick for me at 48. Gives you that guard and tackle flexibility. He's played right guard, left tackle, and right tackle at Arizona. Right? I think obviously he fits best at guard. That's the view. You know, he has everything you are looking for. He's strong as an ox, moves very well in space, and overall for a man his size, he's not a liability pulling, reach blocking, and open space. He isn't a stiff or slow mover to the second level. Plus, what y'all love, well, he had, like Kenneth Grant, he has that nasty side to him. All right? He's got a ton of power into his game at the point of attack. He's got a big-time powerful punch. He can take on power because he's got a really strong anchor. I think he's a really good pass blocker, run blocker. He passed off the blocks well. Picks up the blitzes, the loopers, stunts, whatever's coming his way. Always looking to pick up a body, make up a block. Kind of got a relentless motor to him. Now, the only downside to him is on the tape, twitchy and speedy. You know, twitchy speed rushers have given him a little bit of an issue. You know, they can come across his face. His lateral movement's probably the weakest part of his athletic profile. That can also be that's also an issue for him with those twitchy speed guys. His hands can get a little erratic with placement, and that can cause him to lose his block. And I wouldn't say he's overly explosive in short areas, you know, out of his kick slide or out of his stance or in his kick slide. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but you look at him, he was my number 2 guard. Remember, I do these big boards not only with players I like, but I'm watching them from a bias of fits to the Dolphins. And Will Campbell was my number 1 guard if we were going to go there. But I had Jonah Savaiinaea as a number 2 guard over Tyler Booker. I probably should have even put Donovan Jackson over Tyler Booker too, to be honest with you. But Jonah Savaiinaea, look at how much I loved that fit, and I've been talking about it. You know, I can't say enough good things about this. I'm not mad at paying a little to go up and get a guy you like. You know, now you look at this. Look at this offensive line and how it's projecting out to be. Think about this for a second. All right? I think this is going to project out as Patrick Paul, James Daniels, then Aaron Brewer, then Jonah Savaiinaea, and then at right tackle, Austin Jackson. But look at the age. Patrick Paul, 23. Right? James Daniels, 27. Aaron Brewer, 27. Jonah Savaiinaea, 21. Austin Jackson, 25. And honestly, this is a good line. This is now a good... If this line is healthy, people, we've got something. We are cooking with something. And we are cooking with fish grease. If we got something. If these guys can stay healthy. I'm telling you. We got something here. Trust me on this one. And now look at the investment you could say Miami's made. Second round pick in Paul. Second round pick in Savaiinaea. 3-year, $21 million for Brewer. 3-year, $24 million for Daniels. Jackson was a first-round pick. You know, Liam Eichenberg. They traded a third to move up in the second and take him. Hell, you know we all don't like him on these parts, around these parts, but look at the investment they still made. So, man, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. And I think him and his family are really excited too. Listen to their reaction. Listen to this.
What's up, Coach? How you doing? I'm excited, man. I'm excited, Coach. Let's do it, man. Let's go. Appreciate you, Coach. Come on, man. Let's do it, man. Tell Tua get ready, man. I'm ready.
Tell Tua get ready.
Tell him get ready, man. I'm ready. Man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all don't know how much this shit means to me. Woo! Okay.
We got a trade here. The Las Vegas Raiders have traded the
All right,
37th pick to the
you.
Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, the 37th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins.
Woo!
Savaiinaea.
Yeah!
Let's go. Let's go, man. That's beautiful. Come on. You can't help but feel chills and get fired up, man. Check your pulse. Let's go.
Line for the Arizona Wildcats. They spent a couple of seasons as teammates in Tucson.
Let's go.
What's up, Coach?
Man, man, that just makes you feel so good to see that, man. You know, like, shout out to them. Shout out to them, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. Shout out to them. Can't wait to see Jonah Savaiinaea. Savaiinaea in our colors, man. I just can't. I can't wait to see him out there. Him and versus Kenneth Grant. It's going to be a battle, man. And listen, with Kenneth Grant, he was on the freak list, the college freak list, if you watch my recap video. Well, Jonah Savaiinaea was on that freak list as well. I want you to check this out. Kenneth Grant was number 3. Savaiinaea, he made number 37. This is what it said. An unheralded recruit from Hawaii who quickly emerged as an NFL prospect in Tucson. Savaiinaea allowed just 2 sacks on 889 snaps as a sophomore last year, 2023 he's referring to. At 6'4" and 334 pounds, Savaiinaea is surprisingly lean with 21% body fat. This offseason, so heading into the 2024 college season a year ago, he ran faster than 19 miles per hour, bench pressed 406 pounds, power cleaned 355 pounds, and squatted 532 pounds. Oh, we got something here, boys and girls. You got someone just as mean and just as nasty as Robert Hahn with just as much power who's a better mover. Come on, man. I know y'all be saying in the live chat, are they listening to you reason? Grier got to be listening. The scouting department's got to be listening to me. I don't know what's going on over here, but I love it. Oh, man, and I love the tone we're changing. This is a team trying to change the soft narrative right now. They are trying to change that narrative and that culture, and they're trying to be a little nasty. Let's go. Here we go. Now we're on to something. Man, I wish Calais and Taron could make it one more year. Now look at what Louis Riddick said about him. All right? Check out what Louis Riddick had to say about him. And we all know in this fan base, we love Louis Riddick. We respect Louis Riddick. A lot of y'all want him to be the GM if we move off Grier. So check out what Louis Riddick had to say. You look at the Alamo Bowl last year where he played Alabama. He looked like an all-pro. This dude has got flex. He's got movement. He's a dancing bear at guard. He has all-pro, Pro Bowl potential at guard. He can get you by at tackle as well. Guard is where this kid will have a nice career. I mean, we're talking about, like, again. And I agree. I concur. I called my shot with Robert Hunt. I'll call my shot with Jonah Savaiinaea. We're talking about Pro Bowl, all pro level. And what happened as soon as Hunt left here, he went to his first Pro Bowl. We're talking about, and this guy's better. His athletic ceiling is better. Here we go, baby. Here we go. And this man's already tell Tua, get ready. I'm ready to go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. I'm down. Can't wait. Can't wait. Now, continuing on. Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel, they had a post-pick press conference. And these are the highlights of that, the crib notes. Dolphins general manager Chris Grier and coach Mike McDaniel on Friday night addressed the selection of Arizona guard Jonah Savaiinaea in a deal that sent the 37th pick and a 5th-round pick to Miami and the Dolphins' 2nd, 3rd, and 1st of 2 4th-rounders to Las Vegas. The trade sends pick 48, 98, and 135 to Vegas and the 37th and 143rd picks to the Dolphins. Here's what the GM and coach had to say. Grier said Savaiinaea is expected to be a starter and will play guard. To have someone as big and athletic as he is play 4 spots is key, Grier said. Did Grier worry about not having a chance to pick a corner at 98? Didn't weigh on me at all. This was a player we are very convicted on. His size, his power, his versatility, athletic kid, can play tackle guard. He was the right kind of kid for us. He was the highest rated guy we had. Took a 30 visit here. The opportunity arose and we took it. Besides the 30 visit, he also did a private workout with the Dolphins offensive line coach, Butch Barry. But what about giving up a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round pick for a 2nd and 5th? It's always tough, Grier said. Draft picks are valuable. This was a player that will be a starter for us. He'll play guard. McDaniel implied he wanted to add quality guards. This was something we identified a long time ago that needs to be our focus. So he's telling you. Pass protection and run scheme are a great fit for him. What about adding corners? The draft is not over, Grier said. It's something we will address and keep working through. There are good players in the middle rounds we felt comfortable with, especially corners and safeties, offensive line, and defensive line. With cornerback, the team's only glaring need, I asked Grier and McDaniel if they will make any impact or have any desire to try and reconcile with disgruntled cornerback Jalen Ramsey, who the team continues to try to trade. Grier handled the question. I never close any doors, but I'm just going to focus on the draft and the players we're adding to the team. Asked what he thinks about the new offensive line with Paul, Jackson, Brewer, James Daniels, and Savaiinaea. Grier said, we're excited about this group. Offensive line, we know what the talk was around here. When we added Connor Williams, good players of value, offensive line's focus. We will always defend those guys. They're the hardest working guys out there. Adding some youth in there with Robert Hunt leaving in free agency a year ago was important. We're excited about James Daniels, just like we were with Brew last year. We're invested in it getting younger. Patrick Paul coming in last year and learning from T-Stead. He was influential with Patrick. McDaniel's view on the new offensive line, it's about getting better. We've been very focused on finding the right people to take advantage of the opportunity we have. We feel convicted in players we've added this year and players we've added at the position. We have the right type of guys to go to work, and they can define what the offensive line is. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I like that I keep hearing the word conviction. We've talked about it since 2020, about trading up, showing conviction, getting your guys. They did it, so I don't want to hear people getting mad, especially when it's a guy who I think is a perfect fit for what we've been doing. I've been talking about for months. Like, do not be mad that they showed the conviction we've been wanting to, and they went balls to the wall for one time, and they went out and got their guy. Don't be mad that they finally did it. I swear to God, do not be mad, because I don't think that's fair. Now, yesterday I gave you day 2 guys to watch, and again, Jonah Savaiinaea was on that. I mean, we're about to get into a lot of picks right now. We're going to have like over 170 picks, so I'll give you some names. Quincy Riley out of Louisville. Let's start with corner. Quincy Riley, Zoff Frazier, Dorian Strong. I like Denzel Burke. Kobe Bryant, I like a lot. I'm pretty high on. They brought in BJ Adams for a visit. So those are some names to keep an eye on. Billy Bowman, I know there's a lot of people who watch this channel that are high on him. I'm not a fan of his tackling. He had like a 25% missed tackle rate at Oklahoma. RJ Mickens was a person that Jordan Reed mentioned when he came on this channel that we could potentially take. You got Jalen Reed from Penn State, who I think is a really good athlete and underrated. Latham Ransom, who made my top 10 safeties. He's still available. Craig Woodson, who I'm quietly high on out of California. Malachi Moore out of Alabama is still available. I know teams are quietly high on Maxon Hook. I'm really high on Hunter Waller as well. He's available. Sebastian Castro kind of butchered his stock with his, testing. Chris Paul is a linebacker I'm high on. He's still out there. Danny Stutzman, Bear Carter, Jack Kaiser, Cody Lindenberg is still out there. There's still definitely some linebackers out there. For defensive tackles, Joshua Farmer is still out there, FSU boy. Ty Robinson from Nebraska is still out there. A guy I like a lot, Deion Walker, with a high ceiling but big boomer bust potential. He's still out there. Aeneas Peebles, who I'm high on, is still out there. CJ West is still out there. Nazir Stackhouse, Jordan Phillips. So there's still defensive tackle to double dip. The center position's really been not touched. So if you want to add someone behind, Seth McLaughlin's still out there. Marcus Bowe, who could play right guard, right tackle, still out there from Purdue. Miles Frazier from LSU. He gives you some interior flexibility. Jackson Slater still out there on the interior, as is Clay Webb is still out there. Luke Kandra, Willie Lampkin, who is a sleeper a lot of people like, he's still out there. So there is guard depth. There is defensive tackle depth. There's there's some options at corner and safety. Now quarterback, that's Shedeur. Now we're getting to day 3. Shedeur is great value. That's extreme value. You want to take Shedeur at 116, knock yourself out. Kyle McCord, 116, let's go. They're still around. I like that. I know they are high on, and NFL teams are high on Quinn Ewers. Will Howard's still out there, so you got backup. I think Cam Scatterbo, you guys want someone as a downhill thumping running back. If Cam Scatterbo was on the board at 116, that's something I'd be interested in. Bashal Tutin, my guy who had that amazing combine. I think he is someone that McDaniel's going to love. He's still on the board. Jaden Blue is the running back. I think you'd love. Trevor Etienne is still around. Devin Neal, DJ Giddens, Damian Martinez for all you Hurricane fans. At wide receiver, Jalen Royals is still around. Torrey Horton, Alik Ayomanor. Isaiah Bond is falling with the character concerned and not living up to the combine hype. Tez Johnson, undersized, but he's still around. Restrepo, for all of you Hurricane fans, is still around. Deep sleepers, Dante Thornton, Nick Nash are still around. Ricky White, my guy, still around too. So there's still receiver options. Tight end, Gunnar Helm, my guy, is still available. Jackson Hawes, it's getting a little thin at tight end. Luke Lachey, my boy, is still around. Aronde Gatson II is still available too. So there are some tight end options. At tackle, if you're looking for a swing, Chase Lund would be a fit. Cameron Williams is still out there. Ajani Cornelius from Oregon still out there. So there's still some options out there. But, and hey, if they want to go edge, Braden Swinson, Jack Sawyer still there. Kyle Kennard. A guy I really like out of Central Arkansas, David Walker, still out of there. So there's a lot of options on the board for day 2. For day 3. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes and how it all plays out. But listen, do me the favor, smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. And I will be live after day 3 of the draft. We'll recap day 3 on Sunday. I'll be live and we'll give draft grades. And then we'll start getting into prospect profiles. And we'll start unraveling stuff. I'll have some guests on. We'll talk about how the draft played out. A lot of stuff coming your way. So be on the lookout, all right? Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. You already know what time it is. Fins up all day, every day. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next one.